Welcome back to the Sumner County Sports Show. I am Blaine Keller, your host, sports editor of the Hendersonville Standard, Gallatin News, and Portland Sun. We have hit May. The weather is great for now, and we're running into the home stretch of the spring sports season. We've got some storms in question. I know a lot of spring sports coaches don't want to bring up the S word right now, especially when we're hitting district tournament play, but it's the postseason. It's an exciting time, and we can't wait to talk about what's coming up in the next week for Hendersonville, for Gallatin, for all the schools happening in Sumner County. District 9 3A baseball, as we kick off our show today, we're going to talk about the district tournament coming up, starting today. Playing games were yesterday, first round of the tournament tonight, and we're talking with District 9 3A regular season champion coach Seth Doxey of the Portland Panthers. Coach Doxey, how are we?
Doing well, man, doing well. I want to say this, that intro was solid, man. It got me ready to run through a wall.
All the credit to Justin Kulik, our producer there. Really great stuff that he puts in on a week-in, week-out basis. But, Coach, as we mentioned, the District 9 3A tournament starting at Portland tonight in a double elimination 4-team bracket. What's the mindset of your players to start off here? How have they approached this week?
They're loose, ready to go. They are ready to play. They just good week of practice, and they had a good day yesterday.
Yeah, your team had an incredible year last year. You were there as an assistant for that Portland team that was ranked at the top of the Tennessee Baseball Coaches Association poll throughout the regular season, then unfortunately eliminated in the district tournament last year. Can you talk about playing beyond that round and maybe just the benefits of playing loose, especially knowing that it all kind of came to an end at this point last year for you guys?
Well, I mean, last year we ran into a tough team in Montgomery Central and Greenbrier. Unfortunately, last year in the winners bracket final, ran into Greenbrier, who, for all intents and purposes, was one of the best teams in the state, and they beat us. I believe it was either 3-2 or 4-3. It might have been 4-3. Unfortunately, Cullen Box was on the mound that day and took a line drive off the finger. And then we turned around and play Montgomery Central, who had a South Alabama commit, and they ended up throwing him against us. And it was tough to face a guy with pace, throwing 90 plus, and we struggled with it. So with that in mind, in the fall, really in the summertime, I took that into account and wanted to schedule as many difficult teams as possible, so that when we saw pace, when we saw guys that threw hard, had good off speed, we get to the postseason, we're seasoned, and we've seen that. And at one point, you looked at the top 25. Now it's based on Max Preps, the top 25 teams in the state, and we played 6 of them, and we competed in every game. So that gives me a little bit of hope. That gives me a little bit of joy and excitement looking forward to this week. The kids have worked their tails off all off season. Everybody gets in the weight room. These kids really committed to adding weight, adding muscle, learning the game this year, and really just becoming a team and a family. And I think that we play in one of the best districts in the state. It's a tough district. Anybody can win it. We were blessed enough to do what we were supposed to do early in the season. And I think that our guys, they've got confidence in themselves, and they have confidence in each other. Right now, Garrett Stubblefield's throwing well. He's got a .5 ERA in 42 innings. And we're going to put him on the bump tonight and let him throw and have a day. And then we're just going to play some solid defense behind him, and we're going to swing the sticks and hit a ball hard and try to be annoying at the plate, be a tough out.
There's always a bit of I think every coach has a different philosophy when it comes to this district tournament and throwing their ace. Some teams want to wait until that district championship. As of last year, you guys waited to throw Cullen Box until that winners bracket semifinal against Greenbrier. What is your philosophy there, and how have you seen other coaches maybe approach it in previous years, whether throwing the guy to, throwing your ace to start to avoid that loser's bracket, or waiting until that championship game and hoping other arms can take you to that point?
Well, once again, it's a tough district for us. I've definitely talked to quite a few coaches over the past couple weeks, really last week. And my thought is you throw your best, because tomorrow's not guaranteed. So, I think any one of our three starters could bring us a win. And it's just tough because you don't want to second guess yourself. We're going to go with Stubby, and Montgomery Central beat us once, and I'm not going to take that chance again. And Stubby's going to go today, and then the goal is, Stubby box and Ryland for the championship game. And I heard you talk about the S word, the Storms. If those move in, we'll push back our tournament until Monday, and then Stubby can go on Monday for a championship game if we're lucky enough to be there. So it's one of those that it could play in our favor, maybe not, but I'm gonna go with my best and get us to tomorrow.
Coach, you talked about not taking any chances with this Montgomery Central team, which last year eliminated you from the tournament and made a surprise run to the Class 3A state tournament. Just looking at your team throughout this season and the district stretch that you guys had to reach the regular season championship, won 6 straight games in the district after dropping 1 to Creekwood, splitting a series there. Split the last 4, though, against White House and Montgomery Central. Were there any differences in those last 4 games as opposed to the 6 where you guys really got hot?
We got complacent. We came out and we scored early. It's kind of the same MO. We put up 2 runs against White House in the second inning. Zane Brown was throwing, and the kid's good. And he was throwing some off-speed stuff that we hit well in the second inning and put up 2 runs. Moved some guys around the base pass, and we got complacent and thought, hey, here we go again. We're gonna, we just beat them the night before, 11-1. We put up 2 runs. This train's rolling, and we got complacent. And then the same thing happened against Montgomery Central. We went up 6-0 and won the Monday night game with Stubby on the mound 6-0. And then we come out the first inning, and we're blistering baseballs. And the kids, you could just see in the dugout, like, oh, we've got this. And I tried to tell them, like, you better watch out. If you keep playing like this, they're going to come back and it's going to bite you in the butt. And it certainly did. And I think those were 2 really good wake-up calls, because we went out and played Rossview this past Saturday. And for the first 3 innings, we were winning or we're tied, and we were playing against them. And obviously Parker didn't throw his ace. But we've been playing against teams like that all season. And I think that our kids have kind of taken it to heart. A couple conversations with them Monday and Tuesday this week have, what are you guys' thoughts about, when we get down? Like, Coach, every pitch, we're gonna be in the game every single pitch, whether we're in the dugout, whether we're hitting, whether we're pitching, fielding, every single pitch matters from here on out.
It's been a fun philosophy to watch this first season for you as head coach here at Portland. Talking about the style of play that this team has adopted, making everything hard on the other team, not only forcing the other team to beat you, but forcing the other team to beat themselves. Where did that kind of come from? And, where did that mantra kind of grow, and how has it kind of grown throughout the season?
Well, for me, it kind of started my junior year of college. You want to talk about bad baseball? We went 3-37.
Wow.
Yeah, it was bad baseball. We lost our first 15 games of the season and then lost our last 15 games. Now, obviously, college is a little different. You can recruit, and we got a good recruiting class in for my senior year. But we went from 3-37 to 28-28 and made it to the NAIA World Series. Got to the opening round, and it was one of those where we became a family as far as the team is concerned. We took pride in what we did, and we played our game, and we tried not to let other teams beat us. The only way we were going to get beat is if other teams, brought their A game. And it was one of those, it was a blue collar mentality, kind of like the city of Portland. It's blue collar out here, and you're going to have to bring your lunch pail to beat us. And that's kind of what I've ingrained into the kids. We're working on the field just about every day. We're doing something difficult every single day, whether that's situational defense, whether that's rounds in BP where you either hit this certain spot on the field or you're out of the cage. And it really makes the kids focus in and know their approach. If my round for BP is I'm supposed to hit it backside, well, I need to know my swing, one, and I need to know which pitch to look for. I need to know which pitch I hit well. So it really makes them analyze their swing themselves and then fall back on conversations that we've had.
There's no better example as to how well this philosophy has worked for Portland than the Liberty Creek game earlier this year, where you win the game 9-4, but you do not record a hit. You were no hit, but you picked up the win. Coach, I asked you whenever I was at that game if that was your first time ever experiencing that. You said no. I got to ask you about the first time at Harris Middle School, if I'm not mistaken, and then getting to relive that experience a couple of years later here with Portland.
It was absolutely crazy. Oh man, thank you for bringing that memory up. Just such a fond one. No, I can vividly remember us throwing multiple baseballs halfway up the backstop, and us. You always remember the bad stuff, I guess, from those games. We didn't play well on defense. We didn't play well on offense, but we found ways to get around the bases. Oh man, sorry, I just flooded with memories right there of things that I don't want to see happen tonight. But no, it's the same MO. For every team that I'm ever going to coach is we're going to work hard and we're going to put pressure on you. We're going to make you beat us. And that was true that night where, put the ball in play, see what happens, find a barrel and make them make a play. And it's kind of similar to the night at Liberty Creek where, you look at it and, we still hit the ball fairly well. They just made plays on, the ones that should have been hits and didn't make plays on the ones that shouldn't have been hits. And I can think of Garrett Stubblefield hitting the ball at the shortstop. And later on, I called a squeeze right there, and he swung the bat. So I'm really glad he hit it in play and not at my runner coming home. So
well, it's been there have been so many interesting games, I think, for Portland this year. A lot of interesting players. That one obviously being at the top. You mentioned Garrett Stubblefield earlier in the show at a .5 ERA. He's been one of the Mid-State's best pitchers this year. Great story to read on the Portland Sun if you get a moment to read it today. But Coach, baseball is a team sport. You start tonight's opening round against Montgomery Central. If there was a player who needed to step up and be their best during this district tournament for Portland to get a championship, who would it be?
Oh man, that's tough because, obviously you want to go Cullen Box and say Cullen needs to step up and have a good tournament, but Cullen's going to play baseball. Cullen's going to barrel up a baseball. He's going to hit it hard. He's going to catch well. He's going to pitch well. He's going to play the infield well. I don't know that it's just one player because, let's say Cullen doesn't have a great tournament. Well, you got Chase Runyon. You've got Easton Duffy, who hit 418 and I believe it was 418 or 412 in district. 12 of his 17 hits come from district games. You have Luke Newton, you had Tanner White. I mean, I could run down my entire lineup and say, if one of those guys isn't hitting well, the next guy's going to pick him up. So it's really not, I don't want to skirt around your question, but it's really not an individual. We're not an individual team. We're not defined by one player. We're defined by our entire team and our ability to respond to adversity, and how, you're having a bad day. Cool. I got you. I'll pick you up. I'll carry you. And that's kind of evident in what we do in practice and what we do in the weight room. It's a team. It's a family. And I think that they've bought in all year, and the bond for our family is going to get even stronger over these next few weeks.
It's going to be an exciting tournament at Portland, no matter how it shakes out. As Coach Doxey mentioned, 9-3A, one of the most competitive ones in the mid-state, if not the entire state of Tennessee. Hoping to be there on Friday, weather permitting. Coach, thank you so much for your time today.
Yes, sir. Thank you, and thank you for all you do.
That was Portland head coach Seth Doxey talking about the Panthers, the regular season District 9-3A champions who face off against Montgomery Central tonight, hoping to avenge last year's elimination loss to Montgomery Central and maybe walk away with the district tournament at home. Going to take a break here on the Sumner County Sports Show, brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. When we come back, going to talk some Sumner storylines and games to watch. Stay tuned.
You've been putting back a few, and a few becomes a few too many. For a moment, you think about calling for a ride. Nah, you live nearby. What's the worst that can happen? You get pulled over, your insurance goes up, you lose your license, you total your car, you kill someone.
Hockey in Music City just hits different. It's one big honky-tonk party. It's the sea of gold in the crowd, the goals, the saves, the celebrations. It's an experience like no other. Experience Predators hockey all season long. Visit NashvillePredators.com/season tickets and join the Loyal Legion today. That's NashvillePredators.com/tickets, and we'll see you at Bridgestone Arena.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
There is nothing better than drinking an ice-cold beverage while taking in a Nashville Sounds baseball game. Hi, I'm Stephanie Miller with Mornings on Main Street. The Nashville Sounds and Main Street Media Television have teamed up to promote Sunday Family Fun Day here at First Horizon Park, each Sunday home game. Just go to your favorite Main Street Media website and click on Sounds Main Street Media Day banner to register to win free tickets. And then we'll see you here at the ballpark.
This is Chris Yao with Main Street Sports Today. Every show, Mo Patton and I welcome friends from all across the sports landscape, from high school coaches and reporters to national, college, and pro sports personalities. You never know who might stop by for a chat. AP Tennessee Sports Editor, three-time Tennessee Sports Writer of the Year 2020 TSWA Hall of Famer. She covers the Titans, the Predators, the Grizzlies, college football, and hoops. Please make welcome Teresa Walker.
Former University of Tennessee, former Team USA Olympian, ex-Cy Young Award winner, R.A. Dickey. R.A., did I miss anything?
Man, that was sweet. Yeah, I need to listen to that before I go to bed every night. That was nice.
Has 5 sports Emmys. That's not bad for the other guy in Wham, Ryan McGee.
Other guy in Wham married the best looking girl, Bananarama, so other guy in Wham had a pretty good life.
From preps to pros, we're taking on the sports topics you care about. Tune in across Main Street Media social platforms at 2 p.m. or on demand on your podcast distribution platform of choice.
Walmart Supply Chain is hiring in Lebanon. Earn up to $22.25 an hour when you join our new fulfillment center. Enjoy competitive pay and premium perks, including 100% paid college tuition, 401k match, flexible schedules, a free Walmart Plus membership that includes discounts, and free Paramount Plus, paid time off, and so much more. Fulfilling work starts right here. Text JOIN to 240-240. That's JOIN 240-240 to apply now.
Welcome back to the Sumner County Sports Show, brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, where fans don't let fans drive drunk. Blaine Keller here. Great talk with Portland head coach for baseball, Seth Doxey, as they approach postseason play, as they start the District 9 3A tournament tonight. It'll be a good one there, and I think it'll be a great tournament all throughout. Creekwood's a good team. Greenbrier is a pretty good team, and Portland, obviously, having tied or won every district series they played in this season, they're really solid as well. But in our Sumner County storylines today, let's look through everybody else. In 10-4A, we've got Hendersonville, Beach, Station Camp, and Gallatin all playing in very important baseball and softball tournaments in the upcoming week. But on the baseball side, number 1 seeded Beach will host the tournament starting on Friday, if I'm not mistaken, looking at the bracket here. Play-in games are tonight. It's May 3rd, 6 p.m. at Station Camp. You can catch the 3rd seeded Bison playing Hunter's Lane. And then 4 seeded Gallatin hosting McGavock. Highest seed will end up playing Hendersonville out of those play-in games. Lowest seed will face Beach. Is to not disinclude, I guess, or exclude the word is for any of those upsets that may happen. But that's the seeding. Beach is the 1 seed, Hendersonville the 2, Station Camp the 3, and Gallatin the 4. Congratulations to Chris McWhirter of Beach for being named Coach of the Year. His junior player, Derek Chambliss, was named co-MVP alongside Belmont commitment and Hendersonville junior pitcher Lake Morris. Pitcher of the Year was shared between Cooper Johnson of Beach and Matthew Massey of Station Camp. I did a pretty cool story on this week if you want to check it out on the Hendersonville Standard and Gallatin News side. Quick rundown of the all-district team on the baseball side. Lance Angel, Danny Simmons, Jackson Fitzwilson, and Trent Shealy are the Beach nominees. Mitch Victor, Hunter Oaks, Ty Selchow, and Abe Goolsby, who came in from Cookville this past year. On the Gallatin side for Hendersonville, it's Middle Tennessee commitment Caden Wilkes, senior Braylon Klein, a star quarterback Mason Baker, and junior Peyton Peterson. And then for Station Camp, Noah Rice, Grady Parsons, and Christian Pentecost, who all won awards on the all-district team. Special shout out to Noah Rice, who picked up his first offer from Belmont the other day. Now looking at the softball bracket, I don't have as much information on that one, but there was still a lot of drama on the last day of the regular season. Hendersonville and Beach played in a district tournament or district regular season finale, I should say, and Beach forced a 3-way tie between Gallatin, Station Camp, and the Buccaneers with a 7-0 win. Through all the different tiebreakers between those 3 teams, Beach ended up being the regular season champion. Gallatin was in second place, and then Station Camp finished 3rd, despite being the back-to-back district champion. And in just a moment here, I'll pull up that bracket on this side. All of these games will be played at Veterans Park. Got play-in games, or I assume these aren't play-in games because they're more so it's a 4, or I guess a 6-team elimination bracket here. Hendersonville and Gallatin kick it off, as well as Station Camp and Hunter's Lane. So Station Camp, Hunter's Lane play on Thursday at 5:30. That game is at Station Camp. The winner gets Gallatin. Great game between Gallatin and Station Camp last time, by the way. Hendersonville and McGavock will play at 6 p.m. at Drakes Creek. The winner gets Beach on that front. So going to be a lot of interesting stuff happening on that softball side. That you got 3 teams that finished 8-2 this season, and last week we talked to Station Camp coach Ken Crook about how all that was going to shape out. It's going to be an exciting finish, and it's disappointing that only 2 of those teams get to advance. Looking a little bit on the golf side and a little bit more of some Portland Panther love here. Kobe Hill shot a 5-under in last week's Mid-South Conference Championships to take the individual championship as a sophomore. Kobe is a Portland native who plays at Campbellsville University. The Tigers also won the team championship in the Mid-South Conference. A couple of weeks ago, we had Knox Mason winning the drive, chip, and putt championships at Augusta as a youngster, and now Kobe Hill taking a collegiate championship for Portland. Some great golf representation there for the Panthers. Last note here for your Sumner County storylines. I was at Christ Presbyterian Academy last night to watch what could have been Chet Lax's final start at Pope Prep. Wright State signee allowed just 2 earned runs in 6 innings pitched, but had some trouble with defense, and Pope's defense had, I think, 6 or 5 errors on the night and a 8-5 loss. Nice, valiant effort from the Knights, I'll say. They battled back from 2 deficits. They were down 3-0. They were down 5-3, and they tied things up by the 6th. CPA had a late surge to score things, and now the Knights face elimination tonight. If they don't win this game and then win the next one, in the best of 3 elimination series, Pope Prep season is done. But really great year from Chet Lax. He's played center field. He's played first base. He's been the ace of their staff. And he's also closed out a couple of games. So a lot of impressive stuff from Lax there, and a lot of impressive stuff this spring, if you couldn't tell. Let's take one more break on the Sumner County Sports Show. When we come back, we'll give you some more district tournament action to watch out for as postseason play approaches. Stay tuned.
Hockey in Music City just hits different. It's one big honky-tonk party. It's the sea of gold in the crowd, the goals, the saves, the celebrations. It's an experience like no other. Experience Predators hockey all season long. Visit NashvillePredators.com/season tickets and join the Loyal Legion today. That's NashvillePredators.com/tickets, and we'll see you at Bridgestone Arena.
You've been putting back a few, and a few becomes a few too many. For a moment, you think about calling for a ride. Nah, you live nearby. What's the worst that can happen? You get pulled over, your insurance goes up, you lose your license, you total your car, you kill someone.
So many great things happening in the life of Sumner County High School sports here, and we haven't even touched soccer yet. Hendersonville and Station Camp played a great game the other night. That was Friday night, 3-1 game that gave the Bison control over the regular season district championship there. They'll be the top seed in this week's upcoming tournament. Looking at the 9-3A baseball and softball sides, because I failed to kind of mention those today. Portland, Montgomery Central tonight, Greenbrier, Creekwood as well. All of those games at Portland. Then on the softball side, Liberty Creek and White House and Montgomery Central and Portland play in their play-in games. Soccer's coming up as well, as I mentioned, but big question mark with the weather coming in over the next few days. You're really going to want to stick to Twitter and follow me at sports_BK for all of that info. It's your closing thoughts on the Sumner County Sports Show. Thank you so much for joining in this week. Hopefully we'll have a clearer picture as to what the regular season and postseason looks like moving forward on next week's show. Stay tuned.